Hey ladies and gentlemen, it's Leafy Murdoch here, and here today to do a video exploring the idea was Light, Yagami from Death Note, capable of love. Now you may be thinking, like, why are you making this video? It's a bit obvious that he wasn't capable, he didn't care or anything like that. Well, when I was reading the manga at one point, or when I was reading the manga, this wasn't in the anime, I don't think anyway, but this is never been really explored or never being like questioned to what Light's mindset was at the time or anything like that. So when I was reading the manga on chapter 30, if you want to go look for yourself, basically it shows a scene where where Misa's showing how what she sees when she sees people's names and I think it's people's names and lifespans. I'm not really too sure if it's lifespans or yeah. You see names and that sort of thing, you know what I mean, over the top of people's heads and stuff. And when she's drawing it, Light goes to Misa, you're really good at explaining things. And they have, in this brief panel in the left upper hand corner, they have a little, they look at each other weirdly. And then it says, quote, how to kill Shinigami, the Shinigami eyes. Anything else you would like to know? Yeah. And then it shows a bit of ways thinking to himself, I'll be killing this eventually. I can't develop feelings. That's how most idiots grew up. So this is where they briefly first meet for the first time. And Light's having that encounter with Misa. And he's thinking to himself, oh, I can't develop feelings for myself. So it implies that actually Light is capable of developing feelings for Misa. The thing is, I think this was going on as he's explained to himself. Obviously, he's so caught up in his conviction to become the god of the new world and kill criminals and stuff. And because she's so much of an idiot and so much of a threat to Light, he basically thinks to himself, right, I can't develop feelings for her. I've got to focus on something that's a bigger picture here. So yeah, this is what I'm exploring today. So, will we come to the conclusion that Light actually was in love with Misa or anything like that, or was he capable? Was he capable of loving her or anything like that? That's what we're exploring today. So yeah, let's get started. Just before recording this video as well, I realised something, because when after spoiler alert, Elle dies and finally gets rid of Elle. Misa's still alive. He could have killed her, but I was thinking to myself, wait, that's another reason why because he actually love her sort of deep down or subconsciously. But I realised, oh wait a minute, because she at the time she had Shinigami eyes, so she's still useful to Light. So that's why I just wanted to put that in the video as well. Yeah. So in chapter 37, this is when Light's memories are being erased from the Death Note. So this would be a good point to see if he'll be naked to his feelings, so he'll be able to express himself a bit more better, because he doesn't know he doesn't need to hide, doesn't need to manipulate anyone or anything like that. So in chapter 37, Misa asks him, because she's lost her memories as well, bear in mind, I'm your girlfriend, right? And he's quite on it, girlfriend. All I know is that you say you fell in love with me first night, and now you won't leave me alone. And so yeah, so it's basically he doesn't know they used her, obviously, but at this point, it's sort of stripped naked of his of his god complex and that sort of thing. And then a couple of pages later, he go Elle goes, you, yeah, yeah. Are you serious about Armani? Light goes, no, as I said, it's all one-sided. Then Elle basically implies oh, could you say that you love her and basically use her and try and get information about the second Kira? And he said, and Light's shocked and just and he's well, basically to reveal stuff about the second Kira that Misa knows. uh, and then Light goes. Wait a second, just got to the page here. Sorry about the unprofessionalism. And then I can't say words. But and then Light says, even if if he wants to help solve the Kira case, he doesn't want to manipulate or use her for her emotions, because apparently that's the worst thing someone could do. So not only has this chapter revealed Light doesn't love or probably doesn't have potentially any feelings for Mane, he still has principles. So having the Death Note as itself made him get rid of his principles for the sake of his goal. So it still could potentially have feelings. So at the stage that he was obviously met her, he wouldn't have any interest in her. So he probably blocked any possible emotion, because I think Light's capable of that. He's capable of blocking emotions out just for his goal, and he unsubconsciously implemented it into his when he didn't have any memories, if you get what I mean. So we move on to Takada, and we basically go to chapter 31, so the next chapter on, and we go way back before Elle caught Light and Misa. So we cut to when Takada and Yagami are in a classroom together, and they're talking about their relationship status sort of thing. Because I don't know if they were whether or not they were going out or anything like that, but they're having a bit of banter, have a bit of chemistry between them, and this is early on, by the way, so keep that in mind. And he's she's he gives him a nickname, and she likes it, and he's she actually likes the nickname. But there's something that kind of contradicts why I'm making this video, but I'll explain. I'll tell you on later on what's going on with that. But yeah, we don't exactly know whether or not they were going out before Light found the Death Note, or he found the Death Note and he wanted to go out. But I'll get back to explaining that what's going on in just a sec. And then we get back to a scene with just before Elle catches Light Misa, and we do have a small panel of him smiling with Takada, and yeah, and we also don't really know what happens because Misa obviously it was obviously stated then that Misa and Light were going out, so we don't see Light letting Takada down or anything. So he mustn't have just had contact with her after that incident. So yeah. So at the end of chapter 5, going into 86, that's when we find out about Takada being a news anchor and being a massive supporter of Kira. But just from then on, Light just doesn't care about her, and he's just using her as another source of power for more people to rally with her. And she kind of tampers with his ideals and that sort of thing. In fact, you could say she was much more worse. If she found the Death Note, she could have been much more worse than Light. So after that point, she didn't really care. The thing you think you say is she could be quite intellectual, conversation between Light, so that's why attract him or attract her to him, and then vice versa. But it didn't appear to be the case. But yeah. And the official Death Note is Cyclopedia, volume 13, how to read, on page. It's on page 58, I think, or something. Yeah, no, it's page 60. Oba, who's the person who writes it, not illustrates it, not does the art or anything like that, gets asked a question. Likes relationships with the opposite sex, and it's quite. During college, he had about 5 or 6 girlfriends, some being merely camouflage. He's likely not capable of loving a woman. So he's likely. I didn't actually read that properly first time round. So yeah, he's likely not capable. So he doesn't even know himself. This is probably because he looks down upon everyone. He does possess love for his family and for humanity, as a whole. However, he also had many friends. So you might be thinking to yourself, like, that kind of contradicts my theory. Well, not really, because he said likely. He doesn't even know himself, so it's up for debate. Like he says, like in a couple of like answers to these questions, like some of the times it can be up for debate between the fans, or up to the opinions of fans, whether or not certain things happened in the series or not. Like, well, the whole concept of like if you're on Elle's side or Lie's side, that sort of thing. That's up to you really, how you want to like look at it. The thing is, I think, because in an ideal world, like it does apparently does state, according to the Death Note 107 Facts video, that the Federator or leaderboards made. If Light didn't find the Death Note, he does say, apparently it is stated that he would become the greatest detective in the world alongside Elle. And that as a raises the question, obviously would have been made an amazing manga in itself, like Light and Elle like taking on criminals and stuff. That's something I really would love to see. Like Oba and his illustrator want to go back to Death Note and stuff. They've so got to like do that, just like make a story. If like and now like just like with like best detectives in the world. So if you look at it, when Elle like lost his memories of the Death Note, he didn't have any fears for Misa, but he still had principles and stuff. And he even when he had the Death Note, he still had to refrain himself from having feelings for Misa. And as he has like such psychological power, you can pretty much say like, yeah, he did pretty much like have the capability of like blocking like feelings like love out and that sort of stuff. And you can't even argue like he could subliminally have feelings for her, because he still kept her towards the end. And also during the end to his death, like all he could think about was not dying. But when he was in agony, like he did like rely on Misa to not to try and kill like the fellow police officers, but that was more just to like he wasn't really thinking of her towards the end. He didn't know he was going to die, but he was like thinking about her. But in the anime, when he has that flashback and stuff, he does like go Misa, like where's Misa and that sort of thing. Like he needs her. But that's the anime. But if you want to count that as canon, I'm not going to argue with you about it. But yeah, it was like capable of having feelings for women or other people, men or whatever, because there's theories that he has feelings for Elle. On my honest opinion, gathering all the evidence and stuff put up to today, I haven't like spouted crap out of my ass. Like I've actually gone out and researched this, guys. I'm kind of nervous about doing this video because I haven't done a video like this before. But yeah, I actually would say that Light was actually capable of loving someone else. It's just the fact that the Death Note just took over him, took like his feelings and like his priorities over. And yeah, if you didn't find a Death Note, I wouldn't see him like being a massive dictator or anything like that. He just had so much power that was given to him from the Death Note. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, if you've stuck to the end. I've never done this sort of videos before, so forgive me if this was a bit slow and a bit hard to follow. But I hope you enjoyed this, me explaining this to you and that sort of thing. I really want to do more of these. So if you did enjoy and you really thought it was a good idea doing this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. But if you have any problems with the like theory, I guess, or if you have problems with me like explaining to it, I do understand. Just leave your comments down below. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. Peace.